User relationship. In OO, the concept of user is based on class inheritance or interface implementation. User is a way of saying this thing is a type of that thing. According to this code, we can say that mammal is an animal, reptile is an animal, and dog is a mammal. Has a relationship. These relationships are mainly based on the usage. This determines whether a certain class has a certain thing. According to the given code, we can say that van is a vehicle and it has an attribute called speed. In object-oriented feature, the users do not need to bother about which object is doing the real work. Hazard relationships allow us to design classes that follow good OO practices by not having monolithic classes that do gazillion different things. Classes should be specialized. The more specialized the class, the more likely it is that we can reuse the class in other applications. A very important fact to know is that Java supports only single inheritance. This means that a class cannot extend more than one class. However, a class can implement one or more interfaces. This has made Java get rid of the impossibility of multiple inheritance. Now let's look what polymorphism is. Polymorphism is the ability of an object to take on many forms. It is the capability of an action or method to do different things based on the object that it is acting upon. Overloading and overriding are two types of polymorphism. Polymorphism is categorized as single polymorphism and multiple polymorphism. Single polymorphism is achieved by method overriding. Multiple polymorphism is when an abstract class uses another abstract class. When it comes to polymorphism, there are some few things to keep in mind. Let's see what they are. Polymorphic method invocations apply only to instance methods. We can always refer to an object with a more general reference variable type, but at runtime, the only things that are dynamically selected based on the actual object are instance methods, not static methods, not variables. Under polymorphism, we'll be discussing two topics, overriding and overloading. Overridden methods are methods that are redefined within an inherited or subclass. They have the same signature and the subclass definition is used. The key benefit of overriding is the ability to define behavior that's specific to a particular subclass. Here we have listed some rules for method overriding. Basically, it should satisfy the following rules. The first is the argument list should be exactly the same as the overridden method, and the return type should be the same or narrower. Access level should be the same as the superclass's version or less restricted. If a method is marked as final or private, that cannot be overridden. Methods that are declared as static cannot be overridden but can declare them. Overridden methods should not throw any new checked exceptions but can throw narrower exceptions. And also, constructors cannot be overridden. Now let's see where the super keyword is used. When invoking a superclass version of an overridden method, the super keyword is used. In the following code, the dog class needs to invoke the animal class's move method. Since dog is an animal, we can use the super keyword to invoke it. In this code, it creates a dog object with an animal reference. Though it has an animal reference, it behaves as a dog object. Therefore, when we call the move method, it will invoke the method in dog class and will produce the following output. Overloading is the next type we are going to discuss under polymorphism. Overloading is a powerful feature. Overloaded methods are methods with the same name signature but either a different number of parameters or different types in the parameter list. Like an overriding, for overloading also there are some rules which we should follow. The main rule is we must change the argument list. And also the programmer is allowed to change the return type and access modifier as they wish. There are some important things we need to remember regarding overloading and overriding. The choice of which overloaded method to call is not dynamically decided at runtime. Which overridden version of the method to call is decided at runtime based on object type, but which overloaded version of the method to call is based on the reference type of the argument passed at compile time. In this slide, we have summarized the features of overloaded and overridden methods, so it will be easy for you to identify the difference between these two. Finally, let's look at abstraction, which is another OOP concept. Abstraction refers to the ability to make a class abstract in OOP. An abstract class is one that cannot be instantiated. All other functionality of the class still exists, and its fields, methods, and constructors are all accessed in the same manner. You just cannot create an instance of the abstract class. If a class is abstract and cannot be instantiated, the class does not have much use unless it is subclassed. So we hope you all got a clear idea about OOP concepts in Java and how to use them. Thank you.